continue tearing this 1975 F9 350 motorcycle down. We pulled the shift shaft out. It was pretty rusty on the inside there, so I'm not sure what we're going to find when we break this case open, but I ended up using a hammer and pounding it out, and then using a punch and pushing out the rest of the way. So this shift shaft is obviously going to be no good anymore. We've got the rotary valve here that we're going to pull off this gear and pull that off, pull the plate off, Kickstarter gear here, and a couple other gears. So to start, we've got a plate or a washer on the back of this gear here, and what you have to do, there's two places that washer is going to be bent over, and that's going to keep that gear from spinning. And it's a regular threaded nut, so you're going to turn it off counterclockwise. And what we did, because it was not coming loose, generally you'd put a 21 millimeter wrench on there and turn it off, just like that. But ours was too rusted and stuck, so what I ended up doing was using a chisel and taking, obviously this gear is going to be no good, taking a hammer and slamming it down. And like I said earlier, like I started to say, there's two keepers on this piece, that one folds on top of the gear, the other one folds into this back gear. And if you can get a small screwdriver in there and flatten those out, that'd be the best thing. That way you can spin it freely. So once you get it off there, that's what it looks like. And obviously, like I said, this one's going to be no good just because I had to use force, but it's a nutted gear there, or a threaded gear. And then you can just go ahead and pull this one off. Now, here is the washer that I was speaking of. If I can get it off here. These, it's definitely, it's got some pins on it that kind of sit down into those threads, and I don't think it's supposed to have to be spun off of there like this, but that's where we're going to get it removed. So you see here, I've got one tab that's sticking down, and then the other tab that's sticking back into that hole there. So that's how you pull that off, and then this gear will just slide off there. We've got this rotary here, and now we'll be able to take that off. Now we've got those gears removed. And then that rotary plate here came with it. So that just there's a keeper there that'll kind of hold that into place, but we'll be able to push that off of there, or pry that off of there. This gear here is just going to slide off. And we've got an idler gear here that kind of works in between the clutch and the Kickstarter. We'll grab snap ring pliers to pull that Kickstarter off. Kickstarter gear. And that gear is off. We can just take and slide that up. Now we'll be able to see behind there. There's the ratchet gear there. And what I like to do on these, gotta be awful careful doing it this way, but I grab some channel locks here, very carefully line those groove teeth up so you aren't damaging those teeth, and you spin it far enough past that keeper there, or that stop. And then this one maybe be rusted enough to where you can't get it off like this. Now we might have to pull these. There's two pins. This is for this disengages your Kickstarter here. We got to flatten out this plate. Takes a 10 millimeter. I'm not sure this is going to help us out at all, but in getting that Kickstarter off, but we'd pull that eventually anyways. Take the pressure off of that again. Yeah, we might just wait on this one until we get that case split open, see what's in behind there holding this on. We might have to remove this snap ring, which would be alright. So we've got a snap ring on this idler gear. And that gear just pops off of there. Got your shift assembly. We'll go ahead and use this impact driver. Oh, I guess we already got it. This will be spring loaded, but not too bad. Now we've got a clip right here we'll need to remove. Holding this shaft in. This is going to be what the shift forks are on right there. I'm going to go ahead and pull these while we're here. This is holding that shift drum into place. Okay, also what we're going to do is there's a pin in the back of this crankshaft. We got to pull that or it's going to hold up on that bearing. Now we've got an oil relief valve on the bottom of this motor here. We'll remove that. You can see that there. You just got to remove the two bigger Phillips. And that just pops off of there. That's your oil relief. Alright, now we can split this case apart. Everything should be dismantled there. Flip it over. We've got all these Phillips screws taken out all the way around this thing. There's probably a dozen or so Phillips screws that we had to remove. And then we just kind of work this case off. Like I said, I have no idea what we're going to find in here. I'm guessing it's rusty. Yep, pretty rough shape. But now we can see what we have back here for that Kickstarter gear. Figuring out the best way to take that off of there. A lot of this stuff isn't going to be any good anymore. Shift drum maybe. These shift fork shafts are completely locked up, so this is pretty much all going to be junk. We can probably use a rubber mallet, get some of this out of here. But transmission's out. Okay, we're going to pull this snap ring here. And we should have just done this to begin with, but we couldn't pull that shaft off the way I normally do it. Looks like this just pops up. Alright, we're able to get it far enough above to be able to pull that off. let's see, I'm thinking we're going to pull this spring out for sure. Get that out of that shaft there. And this goes all the way back into that groove, and this wouldn't have come out now. There's a clip back here, and now that'll just come out that way. Kickstarter shaft is out, crankcase is split, so not a lot of salvageable parts there. Thanks for watching.